All right, everyone, and here tonight we have an exciting start today. My name is SPF_Dark, but you just call me Dark, and we got a match for Div 3 Finals, which is Nightfall versus UWW. But of course, I'm not alone in this.
Hi everybody, I'm back. I managed to get bailed out of jail, and now I'm into the commentary booth with my friend Dark. And as I think people might not know, is that this match is actually a rematch from week 1. And Nightfall actually took that set over UWW White 4-1. So I think, if anything, Team White is just looking for some redemption here, honestly, Dark.
Yes, it's definitely going to be a redemption story for the books if they can just take us back right now. But Nightfall, they've proven themselves once again that they could beat them out, and now this is their opportunity to really nail that score in place. And as we're getting into Spat Zones and Manta Marina, we're about to find out what everyone's going to be rolling out here in just a second.
Yeah, and we see a blobber, and other than that, it's a regular, normal comp. But on the other side, we see a heavy splatling, a flingser roller, some pretty decently long range on the pink side. And as we see, I think, honestly, in terms of comp, I think UWW White does have the pain advantage here, which is going to be very crucial for a map like Splat Zones.
And while that may be true, Nightfall has such a range advantage with that both heavy standing and that flingser. They'd just be able to outpace them if they can position properly. But already, this five shot's down, but Bobbler goes down in return, and 2 are down for White's team, as right now, both teams are just struggling to take neutral right now.
Yeah, it looks like the Blobbler is trying to get some rain onto the field, while the Tennis deck does use that triple ink strike just to neutralize the zone, but not get the control back. As we see, this Blobbler needs to move from these missiles, and the T-Tech does still go down. He didn't back off, which I kind of disagree with, because you're alone in that situation with a 4v1, and 2 go down again on the side of Team White. Oh my goodness, Dark, this is kind of looking like a wash.
It is looking like such a struggle right now, but this is game 1, this is the best of 9, so this could just be their warm-up right now. There's things they're trying to get into their mindset, trying to get things ready. And right now, Nightfall is just holding his advantage, such a dominant hold right now. With 50 points already we're past 2 minutes, or 1 minute, and it just looks like this might be a back-and-forth game.
Yeah, but the machine goes down on the side of Team White, and it looks like the T-Tech does go down on the side of Nightfall, but this Heavy is still maintaining such a heavy control of the map, but he does go down to the T-Tech, and it looks like Team White is finally going to be able to get control of the zone, but let's see if they can hold it as well as Nightfall did, and try and get past 39. The Flings does go down, and I think this is starting to look very good for Team White right now.
Yes, this is definitely their advantage to try and push up and take some control, take some terrain, keep pressing this advantage, especially starting to come out right now on their side right now. But it looks like, they're not being able to hold that so well. If you get through, but Nightfall is able to at least flip one zone. But White right now, they're still holding it steady. It hasn't been flipped to one side yet right now. It's just back and forth.
Yeah, the Heavy finds the T-Tech a very crucial pick. That way there's no triple ink strikes on the board. You see the Blobber desperately trying to fight a Heavy, and that's not going to work out any sort of way of the imagination. We see the straight crab come out. You do see a jump to the crab. I don't really agree with that jump, because you leave yourself very vulnerable, and now you go 2 down for no real reason, and it looks like 2 down on the side of Team White. They got it down to 62, but they do need to build more specials to get back in, and you know, there's 2.5 minutes left of this game. I don't think any team is out of it just yet.
No, Team White definitely still has an opportunity to try and take some points back right now. But right now, Nightfall needs to be pushing a bit more forward to keep this advantage if they want to at least gain a few more points. And it looks like it's sort of hard to trade for trade right now. Nightfall has the disadvantage right now. As 2 go down, White has their option to just sort of start taking pressure, start taking the turf right now. But the splash goes down by I believe the Heavy splatting, and it is just, they can't make anything happen right now. It is just utter chaos right here in mid.
T-Tech doing a smart move backing up, but I don't really agree with the triple ink strike play. Unless all 4 members of your team are alive, you can't really push in with just a straight tri-strike. And it looks like the missiles come out on the side of Nightfall, and they're dust. And like, looks like Team White is just desperately trying to throw their bodies at the zone, trying to paint it, but 2 go down on the side of Team White, 3 go down, and it's looking like a wrap for Team Nightfall, and it looks like they are going to take game 1 of this best of 9 series.
That last minute desperation attempt just to try and at least contest zone for a little bit longer may have worked in scenarios, but in a situation like that, when some of your teammates were already just spawning in, it wasn't exactly ideal, and just sort of locked Nightfall into this victory right here.
Yeah, and I think the biggest problem for Team White, right, is that we always kept saying how like they always go 2 down or 3 down, and when they do have specials, they like to burn it just very early and very uncoordinated, to be honest. And so, if anything, in this best of 9 series, you have lots of time to adjust, right? This isn't like a best of 3 or a best of 5. You have several games to try and just hash things out with your team. And I think the first thing that they want to focus on right now is just playing as a team and playing with their specials, coordinating with each other, honestly.
Yes, like I said, this could very much be just their warm up to sort of get used to get into the mindset of like this very long set that this could potentially be a best of 9. If these go back and forth trades in terms of like game sets and whatnot, it's gonna be a very long set. And so I think White is far from out of it yet. They still have a very well chance to just try and take this right now in finals.
Yeah, I really agree with you there on that point, how this set is just very long and how both teams probably just need to play the war of attrition. And honestly, you might have a team that wants to end it in 5 games, but you might want to have the opposing team just try and bring you to the point, to your breaking point, as we are going into Tower Control Hammerhead Bridge right now. And honestly, with what we've seen from both sides, I still think that Team Nightfall does have a bit of a better comp, especially on a map like Hammerhead, which is very long, very wide, and very able to just zone out your opponent.
Yes, there's a lot of open areas that Nightfall can definitely take advantage of, and I think if I was in White position, I'd maybe try and focus on a more of a rush style comp, just sort of try and just keep pushing forward and forward and forward to sort of keep pressing just the inch by inch these advantages until you eventually get a Team White, or potentially get a Team White to sort of snowball into the base and sort of just keep pushing, get a push from all the way from mid up to point in just one single push. That's my opinion, but I think that might be a potential way that they could try and swing this for their favor.
Yeah, I mean, I really like that point because, obviously, like, with all their weapons that we have seen, Team White really has a lot of those displacement specials, which can really work against a team like Nightfall, right? Where you have that Heavy and that Flingser Roller who are just more or less staying in the back, right? And when you use those triple ink strikes, those Booyah Bombs, you could really force them out of position that they are, like, they don't like. You force them not to play the game, and you could like leave them open for more of your teammates to start pushing, because without that backline, it looks like Nightfall will crumble under that pressure, that pincer, and Team White can definitely look very strong in this game.
Most definitely, and as we're getting ready, just 30 seconds left in their lobby countdown right now, we're about to just see exactly how White is going to make some adjustments to their team composition. As Nightfall, they're locked and ready. I don't expect to see any much changes from Nightfall side, as I'm going to be honest.
Yeah, I think Team White, instead of trying to do drastic changes to their comp, they're really just trying to talk things out, try and calm everyone down. It's like, come on, guys, it's a best of 9 series. Let's not, try and get too flustered. Let's try and not tilt, because this is still very early on. And like, even if Nightfall's up 1 game, I don't really think that's much of an advantage point. Sure, you have some wiggle room in case that Team White wins this game, but honestly, like, you shouldn't be too confident just yet. And we see a Tetra duel on the side of Nightfall right now.
It's very interesting. I definitely did not expect a Tetris out on their side, but right now as we're heading off to game number 2 for this set, each team, they're just making a straight way towards the tower, and we're about to see who can exactly get this first pick and press his advantage.
Tetra doing what a Tetra does best and feeding. It looks like they're just waiting for their teammates. I really like that play because you're not throwing your body out too early. It looks like there's a trade, and it looks like this Tetra finds one. A very good pick, and he looks like he has the Reslider ready to push the Heavy when he respawns. It looks like the Killer Wave is going to force Nightfall off the tower for now, but since there's no real special to follow that up with, looks like they're going to keep pushing, but one goes down, and Nightfall's still pushing this tower.
As they're definitely inching that closer and closer to at least that second checkpoint already. First checkpoint already gone in less than a minute. Right now, White, they're struggling to at least maintain mid right now, as Nightfall is just sort of pushing them forward back and back, and it's sort of a struggle for White. They can't really, they don't have the resources, they don't have the special to just anchor down and start pushing them out. They're just sort of trying and hoping for those picks, and 2 goes down, 3 goes down for White. This looks like just a complete sweep for Nightfall. They don't have much time to make anything, to try and make something happen right now.
We see a crab trying to delay their push, but it looks like Team Nightfall doesn't really care about the crab. They're like, no, I'm not allergic to seafood. Let's keep pushing this tower. And it looks like the rain comes out from the blobber trying to slowly chip away at those teammates. And it looks like 2 go down on the side of Team White, but 1 goes down on the side of Nightfall. That's not a trip. That's not an exchange you'd like to see. It looks like 3 go down on the side of Nightfall. It looks like Team White is finally going to have some breathing room to finally... Looks like Team White is actually going to have some breathing room to finally start a push up there. Not if this Heavy has something to say about it. Oh my lord.
Just like that, the Heavy is just able to just stay in that front line, being the front line for just a little bit while the rest of their teammates come in. And they just manage to at least slow down this push just long enough for the rest of the teammates to just reconvene, re-coordinate. And just like that, 3 are down for White. 4, make that 4, a complete wipeout. And right now, it is looking very dangerous for Nightfall, or for White, I mean.
Yeah, and it looks like just Nightfall's defense is just really strong. It looks like 3 go down on the side of Nightfall, and it looks like the Wavebreaker is being used a bit early. I mean, at least you're seeing where everyone is on the map, but if you're the only Heavy, you're not really the only like person that can take advantage of this current echolocation. It looks like the Heavy does go down on the side of Nightfall. And it looks like the dude is coming out from the side of Team White. Looks like he might get a flank on the right, I believe.
Someone's trying to poke out from the right. I believe that was the Tetris, but right now there's a trade here in mid. Both the Splash and the Tetris are down, and special are coming out from Nightfall's side as they're trying to at least stop this push as best they can. 1 goes down for White, and Nightfall is able to start pushing his advantages. 2 goes down. Right now they have the man advantage, but the sloshing machine managed to take that toucher before jumping out, resetting the numbers as the things return back to neutral.
We see the Heavy using that Wavebreaker in mid, trying to snuff out any shark that Team White might be doing right now. We see the rain coming in from the side of Team White, trying to force anyone away from that tower who are on Nightfall. It looks like the Gal goes down, but there's a trade on both sides, and it looks like the Flingset does have those missiles ready just in case, and they're popping it right now. They don't want Team White to get anywhere near their lead, and it looks like the Crab goes down on the side of Team White. That's not what you want to see, and it looks like the Flingset is pushing the advantage state, but they do lose to that blobber.
Maybe pushing the luck just a little bit too much right there with that push by the Flings of right now. White is able to at least start to get a few more points in, but that Heavy Splatling's putting in a lot of work, just keeping so much pressure down. I believe getting that 52 gal right there and just knocking off the player off the tower right now as 2 go down for White. We're less than a minute remaining. Both teams, it's still, White still has a chance to do this, but their chance of at least taking this game is slimming by each passing second.
Yeah, the Heavy is just proving to be such a strong backline defense on the side of Team Nightfall. Team White can't really break through this Heavy at all. It looks like the Tetra is finally going to be able to find that splash. It looks like the Tetra is starting to grab the Blob's attention on tower, and it looks like the Blob is going to be forced off due to the missiles. There's 2 on the far right on the side of Team White, and it looks like they're scattered. Like, they're just really scattered right now. 2 go down on the side of Team White, and it looks like with 20 seconds left, this isn't really looking good for Team White right now, especially since you need to break through a whole checkpoint, and with specials on the side of Team Nightfall like the triple ink strike and the tenta missiles, it looks like you're going to need to throw a lot out there in order to win. It looks like this voice is just starting to just find bodies of their own. Oh my goodness.
Oh, and just like that, just when they got that pick off the Flings, they were too scattered, too focused on that one player, and Nightfall just managed to clean up the rest of them without even noticing, taking game number 2 of this set.
Yeah, I mean, good job on the side of Team Nightfall for just providing such a solid defense when every time Team White tried to push, that Heavy was there to always stop them, and the T-Tech was able to always find those picks on the tower when the Heavy was too busy trying to snuff out all the people trying to push him. And it looks like with a 2-0 lead, Team Nightfall can pat themselves on the back in this final set. They still have 3 more to go, but honestly, those first 2 games were looking kind of dominant for Team White, so it looks like, you know, to not get too cocky just yet. The set isn't over until it's over, but right now, you're looking pretty strong, and you're kind of looking like the better team right now.
Team White, they're definitely going to be trying to look at They have 2 games of information right now. They know that heavy splatting is their main issue, so they got to figure out a way how they're going to try and play around that. And now the options are either try and sort of duel it with your own like heavy splatting or longer ranged weapon, or just sort of, like I said, go on a more rushdown comp, play those flanks, just play a hyper aggressive way, and just in a way just so that he just keeps snowballing picks off of one another. And it's still early in the game right now, in the set right now. It's 2-0 on the best of 9, so they're not exactly out of it yet. But if this momentum keeps swinging in Nightfall's favor, it's gonna be very dangerous from here on out.
Yeah, and we're heading to Rainmaker Sturgeon Shipyard, and still, I mean, with the heavy going on to such a strong position like the snipe area, he could really lock down an entire side. And with that wave breaker, he could really just use it to try and find anyone on the other side of where the heavy isn't firing, just so they can make sure that no one's trying to flank him. Because right now, I think Team White really wants to get rid of this heavy, but I think they also really just want to get rid of this Tetra. The Tetra that's always just going into their face instead of Team White rushing into Team Nightfall's face. And I think the first priority is the Tetra. Once you get past the Tetra, I think that opens up a really good pathway to the heavy, but just don't rush him head on, because, you know, he has a whole barrel that he could just unleash onto you.
Most definitely. The way Nightfall's playing is really smart, because the Tetra sort of plays off of the angles that the heavy can't sort of contest, and just sort of gets picks from there in that way. And what White needs to really figure out is just how they focus their attention, because a lot of the times throughout the past games, they've been sort of mostly scattered, trying to just pick their own fights. But if they can coordinate and at least pick one down and then move on to the next as a team, they can really snowball this into their favor.
Yeah, and it looks like both teams are just kind of discussing what they want to do, what they want to run, and just see like how they want to approach this game as well. And it seems that like Team White, right, you know, with their hyper aggressive comp that they want to just keep running, I think that they want to start pairing up more. They want to do like a buddy system, because in the end, you never want to go alone, and you always want to have a friend by your side in tough times. And it looks like on the side of Team White, we are seeing a Tetras from their side, and the team of Team White, we're not seeing the Tetra. Instead, we're seeing a whole ballpoint.
A ballpoint flattening is definitely one of my own favorite weapons, and I'm always happy to see it right now. And as we're heading into game number 3, we just want to see who exactly can take this Rainmaker pop first.
Yeah, and no team is really going for the pop right now, but we do see that 2-2 split on the side of Team White that we were kind of talking about in the beginning. And we see the Flings are desperately trying to pop this Rainmaker just so they could get a lot of pin on the floor. Looks like big out of Team Nightfall, and you know, right now, just Flings needs to back up. He might as well play some mines for his troubles, but it looks like right now, Team White is finally gonna be the one starting the push.
Yes, for sure. Team White's gonna be the first one to get a few points on this first push. They can try to go on the right route to get at least that checkpoint on the right. It looks like they might be able to get close, not quite, as one of the players on Nightfall stops them right in their tracks, and their White is just sort of back up now. They're 2 down. They have a good lead. This is a good hold right now. Right now, their job should be just to sort of play what they have, play the area they want, and slowly push forward. But right, that T-Tech goes down just like that by the 52.
You never want to fight a 52 behind a whole wall that they have set up, and right now it looks like Nightfall is going to start taking the slow and steady approach to go down on the side of Team White. And it looks like right now, Nightfall has a really good chance to break through this track point. The last one's the Machine, and right now the Machine has an option to Booyah right now, but he needs to really spam that Booyah, and it looks like he does. It looks like he finds 2, technically. I think he found the Rainmaker, and the Gal kind of just fell off because he didn't really have anywhere else to go. And it looks like right now, Team White successfully stopped Nightfall's push, but because no one really broke through that track point, I can't really say that Team White really has an established lead right now.
I'd like to think the opposite is right now. Both of Nightfall's players are just barely coming in, and just like that, White managed to take the left route and just break that checkpoint instantly, putting them solid in the lead. Nightfall still hasn't broken their checkpoint. It is starting to look a little bit dangerous for Nightfall, as their players are struggling to re-coordinate. And White sort of repositioning right now is to sort of hold mid as Nightfall is 2 down once again.
Yeah, I like the way the machine just was able to. Oh wait, hold on. Looks like the T-Tech tried to make a sneaky play, but the Gale was able to snuff that out and two go down inside of Team White. Both of them responding. It looks like the Flingsa goes down. They need to assess where that Flingsa went down because right now it might be a potential flank, and it looks like it is. Looks like the Reef Slayer. Looks like Tetra failed its Reef Slider. Nintendo, please just keep buffing this weapon. Please keep buffing special. Please. It looks like Team Nightfall is steadily approaching, but looks like the flank on the side of Team White found two. Oh my goodness, he found three. Oh, that's huge.
Wipeout from that very, very well played flank. White is taking a very more aggressive lead right now, and the first time in these past two games, they seem to be the one dominating right now as the points go down all the way down to 25. They have just 2 minutes, Nightfall just has 2 minutes left, and they still haven't broken first checkpoint. It is White's turn to be dominating this game right now, and they're dominating it well.
Yeah, like you said, they haven't even broken through the checkpoint. There's close to 1.5 minutes left. And it looks like they're still trying to scramble. This Tetra is proving more of a nuisance. This T-Tech and Tetra combo on the side of Team White is just paying dividends for them. It looks like the machine is just able to throw some fizzies. The ballpoint does find one. He can't really find two because this machine is just using its Booyah Bomb a bit early, to be honest. I mean, sure, you need to escape, but it looks like the ballpoint is steadily just using this jetpack, trying to find this Rainmaker, and it looks like they do. Then again, Team White is 3 down, and every time that Nightfall tried to push, Team White always got an established defense position, and they were always able to stop it.
It's just like I said in between rounds, your options are to fight against Nightfall is just either play your own like long-range backline to counter theirs, or go a more like hyper-aggressive route, in which they seem to be doing right now. They're going in for these flanks, they're going in for these picks, they're playing smart in with these picks, and right now it's proved to be working as they just managed to stop them once again before they can even get to that first checkpoint.
Yeah, it looks like this T-Tech's trying to be a hero. They couldn't find anyone. It looks like this gal is trying to pop this Rainmaker, he snuffed out the Tetra. What a great pick that stopped the Tetra from trying to rush in and just beat what a Tetra does and just beat again. It looks like the machine finds two. That's really huge. If on the side of Team White you're up 3, and it looks like Nightfall lost their Flingsa roller, and the last one needs to back up from this major crab. It looks like they are allergic. Might have just been a late onset allergy, but it looks like right now Team White is just playing the heaviest defense that they can. It looks like 2 go down. It looks like they do. Nightfall desperately tries to grab the Rainmaker, and it looks like Game 3. The momentum is finally gonna start to shift in Team White's favor.
Most definitely not a complete wipe. And Team White has managed to at least get a score under their name as they take Game 3. And what a good show they put on as well, being able to just play off of Nightfall and play into the terrain with their advantage to get those picks, get those flanks, or to just stop them before they can even break first checkpoint. They were just dominant, just controlling that entire game.
Yeah, it looked like a complete flip of the script right there on Game 3. It looks like Team White just was able to answer Team Nightfall's call with just a Tetra of their own, and was able to just push in so many times and just be such a nuisance that their other team was able to take advantage of the chaos and just was able to rush in by the Tetra side and just find one. Even if the Tetra went down, if it didn't get any kills, it could come back in like 1 second with that quick respawn. And right now, it looks like, Team White is starting to find their groove, finally find their mojo after, 3 games. And let's see if they could finally bring this to a 2-2 and then maybe even win, try and get their revenge on Team Nightfall after week 1.
That's for sure. I think we mentioned this briefly in the beginning, but this is a group's game rematch, and the first time these two teams fought against each other, Nightfall won 4-1 over Team White, and it's their opportunity right now to just prove that this won't go exactly like how it did last time, but we're just about to see how exactly this is going to pan out as we're getting ready to head to game number 4, which seems to be Clambets on Museum d'Alfonsino.
Yeah, and before we talk about the Clamblitz Museum d'Alfonsino layout, I just got to check the script real quick, because we always love pre-writing the script to see if we're wrong, and 90% of the time we are, but it looks like, hold on, let me check. Yeah, I think Nightfall wins. It says 5-3, so it looks like Team White is gonna be able to keep it very competitive. And right now, I think Clamless Museum del Fanzino is such a map for Team White, you know? With those close quarters, like that flank route on the far left that the Tetras can abuse if they keep on using that Tetra dually. And I think this is going to be a real strong looking game on the side of Team White if they are just able to do what they did on that Rainmaker Sturgeon game.
For sure, and the question now is how Nightfall is gonna adjust. They know they're starting to abuse those flanks that they really like to use, and Nightfall, they have to start being more aware of that, or else it's gonna be Team White that start snowballing them with that play style. And is the ball point gonna stay? Is the heavy come back out? Part of it, it could have been just that the ball point came out over the heavy, which it's up in the air right now. And as we're getting ready for this next game, I'm very excited to see what's going to be brought out.
I really do think that they should bring the heavy again, right? Because it was able to win them games 1 and 2 in a pretty dominant fashion. Mm-hmm. And I think the ballpoint was just one of those things while they were scrimming other teams, they thought, I feel like the backline player must be thinking that they feel more comfortable on the ballpoint splatling on that map than the heavy splatling. And right now, I think after that, they're like, okay, I mean, maybe I prefer ballpoint more on other maps here, but because heavy has been proving to be so useful, I think I'm just going to be able to just use heavy a lot better. And it looks like we're finally going to be able to see if they are going to, if our wish can come true. Oh, let's see.
Ooh, let's see. All right. And the heavy comes out! And just like that, Nightfall has managed to just slightly go back to their original composition that won them the first 2 games. And right now, it's climbing from Museum del Fanzino. We're about to see a lot of neutral. We're about to see just a lot of footsies, a lot of poking right at each other as they try and gain an advantage right now. But the Tetra goes down already in just 15 seconds. Is that a new record? I don't know. No.
Yeah, I mean, Nightfall's Tetras actually did the flank while I believe Team Knight's Tetras did not. They just wanted to do a straight up offensive. It looks like 2 down inside the Team White. Right now, Nightfall needs to build some clams before pushing in. This heavy, proving why they are so deadly, proving why this is why we constantly talk about them. They are a major threat to the side of Team White, and it looks like he's going to be the first one pushing up to their basket, and it looks like he's going to take a very strong position on the grading. No one's going to be able to reach him for a bit, and he's going to be, oh my goodness, I haven't seen a heavy this aggressive since, like, I don't know when, like the Stone Age.
Since solo queue is what you might want to say, because right now you don't really see this kind of play style in competitive, but it's working in their favor right now. The White definitely are not expecting it right now, as they're just still practically in their spawn, just pushing this advantage, pushing this momentum, just like that. 2 go down once again, and Nightfall has another power climb ready, just to slam dunk into this basket right now.
The Tetra does go down to those triple ink strikes, a bit unfortunate, and it looks like, let's see if Nightfall gets a bit of extra for their troubles, and it looks like they do not. They get it down to 61, which if you're Nightfall and you had controlled their spinner for so long, I don't think that's really what you want to see. I thought they would get down to the 40s, and right now Team White is pushing with the crab. They see the flank of the Flingza, and they do find them before they could find them. And it looks like there are 2 down. It looks like they're starting to push with the Booyah Bomb, and they also have Tri-Strikes online on the side of Team White, and it looks like they could use them, but they gotta watch out for this Tetra that's flanking.
Sure, and right now, I think the heavy flattening where how it's positioning so far, just like that, they take the lead. But Team White goes down. This is Nightfall's chances to come back, strike back harder, and get more points as they're just barely respawning.
Yeah, I mean, 1 power clam can put Nightfall already in the lead just like that, and it looks like there's someone already by their basket. It was the Tetra dually, and it looks like they did get the Q. They did not get the jump in time. And it looks like this Neo Splash is just going to be able to just keep on painting that spinner, trying to get those Tri-Strikes, trying to get rid of this Tetra, and they do. Looks like if they could find this R1, that could be huge, but no, they go down. Looks like this Fling's on the spinner. He's really weak, and he does go down as well. 2 down on each side. This machine is just constantly throwing fizzies, and they do find the heavy, and it looks like the machine's just going to wait for his teammates to start pushing once again on the side of Team White. Great defense.
Just like a pendulum, this game's been swinging back and forth. One team gets a wipeout, and then just another. And right now, White's trying to push his advantage, push his momentum, keep the momentum in their favor. But the Tetras come behind them, try and stop them, but no, with the failure. But the heavy comes in, stops that push in his head, and another wipeout for Nightfall. This is their chance to at least try and get another few points in there as we head into 2 minutes.
Heavy just found 3, I believe, from that single barrel hold. It looks like this Heavy might find this Tetra now, but honestly, you might just ignore the Tetra and just wait for them to come to you, because right now you're the one that's pushing. It looks like this Heavy is being the first one to go up to aggress onto their plat. He might abuse his range, but they do go down to the splat bomb.
Dangerous territory right now, 3 down. We're just down for Nightfall. They have to play defensive around. They gotta get it ready for a push. But Tetra's ignoring all that, trying to go in for an offense, get a pick, and it's a very struggle. But no, they managed to get picked. Right now, it's that Heavy assists them and jumps out. Right now, it's back to neutral. Each team are playing with the footsies right now, trying to get one turn. But just like that, from behind, they brought in a power clamp without the other team even realizing.
Brought it under their nose, and it looks like one's trying to go and try and throw in a whole power clam, but it looks like they're just gonna have to settle with 51. If we go down on the side of Team White, and it looks like they don't need to settle for 51. They could settle for even more. They could, if they're able to save the power clam. No, they do not. But this Tetra is still in their spinner area, and they do have a power clam ready, but they don't want to push just yet because all 4 members are alive, but 3 members are alive now, and it looks like they are going to start pushing once more.
This is very dangerous territory for Team 1. They have less than a minute remaining, and they don't have the lead. They're still pushing this cycle, and out of midair, the Heavy goes down, and it is White's favorite turn right now to sort of try and push this advantage, push this pressure. 20 seconds remaining, but 2 are down. This is very dangerous for Team White right now. The pressure is building up.
And it looks like Team Nightfall does find a wipeout, and with 10 seconds left, and it looks like there's one pity clam on the side of Team White, but it looks like that ball's about to despawn, but they do save it. I think we are going to go into overtime now, but right now it looks like Team White really needs to get the mid first, and they don't even have mid control right now, and it looks like they're going to need to make a desperate rush towards that basket. We see the T-Tech that we're trying to go in, but it looks like, who's that? The Splash-O-Matic is trying to find that body, and it looks like the T-Tech is just trying to be a hero, but they do not, and it looks like the overtime timer is about to run out, as the clock strikes 12. It looks like Nightfall is going to take game number 4.
Oh, what a showing that game was. Both teams managed to just strike for strike, get wipeout after wipeout, and really just showing Team White they're not out of it yet. They still have a lot of fight into them. And right now, even though the score is 3-1, I still believe this could go for another, all the way up to game 9 potentially.
Yeah, although it was close, you couldn't secure the game, and right now, even if you're Team White, you're down 3-1. Team Nightfall only needs to win 2 more matches, but you know that you could take games. You could push them to that brink. You get to push them to that breaking point. You just need to find the cracks in their play. They might be getting, honestly, Team Nightfall might be getting a bit stressed right now because it's grand finals, and right now the stakes are very high. You might be up 3-1, but your hands might get a bit sweaty. You might be shaking a little because you're up 3-1. You don't want to lose this lead, and the more that gets into your head, the more that's going to get into your play. And right now, Team White can potentially be able to farm that fear.
And speaking of finals, I just want to take a second right now to let everyone know that just announced our CCA, the league, has been sponsored by MSI, and as part of that sponsorship, right now, divisions 1 through 4 are all getting a grand prize teams. Every single player is getting a prize from divisions 1 through 4. Right now, divisions 1 from top to bottom, Division 4, every player will get, on the winning team will get a Dragon Soul bag, but from Divisions 1 through 3, each winning player from the winning team will get an Optics G24 1VE2 monitor for the players, and I think that's a very amazing prize. And I just want to say, I do want to give thanks to MSI for supporting CCA and just making the Splatoon community just this much better with these prizes.
Yeah, what generous prizing from MSI. And once again, I still do not know what MSI stands for, but wow. I mean, imagine giving monitors to 12 individual players just for a game that they love. And honestly, that's pretty commendable. I mean, I really wonder where they get those funds from, but honestly, I'm not complaining. A whole monitor, I think that will give a lot of teams more incentive to grind the game over the summer and go into the fall season with their heads held high. They're hungry, they're ready to win, and right now it's like we're heading into splat zones on Flounder Heights.
This map and mode, I would just want to say, I think this is a very flank heavy map. So I think Team White has just a slight advantage over this because backlines they kind of struggle sometimes on this map just because of the sheer amount of like angles you're gonna have to watch. And if White can take advantage of the flanks, they can really prove another dominant showing here as we head into game number 5.
Yeah, it looks like Nightfall is once again bringing out that patented heavy splatling and that patented comp. No real comp changes on both sides. They both want to run with what they're feeling comfortable with. And it looks like right now, Team White is trying to go on the offensive right now. It looks like all of them are just trying to paint the zone. It looks like the Flings is in the far back of Nightfall's base trying to paint for those missiles, trying to enable all of their teammates to push forward and get those picks early.
And right now, as finally we get an aggression right now, Nightfall managed to get the first pick as they're pushing forward onto 2 go down from White, 3 go down from White, and Nightfall, they're already showing just a very confident and very dominant hold right now as we head into just the first minute of this game. 80 points only remaining already.
Yeah, what a great team play from Nightfall right there. We see them being able to push in as a unit and find those picks. It looks like the T-Tech is able to find that flank, trying to alert everyone that, hey guys, there's a flank going on. We should probably stop that right now. It looks like the T-Tech is trying to find one. They found the blob, but he dies to the rain. And right now, it looks like Team White is desperately trying to claw their way back in. You see the flank. You see 2 people trying to flank into Nightfall's zone. It looks like the machine is desperately just trying to find those angles, those picks, and it looks like he goes down. And Team White finally finds control, but they go 2 down, 3 down.
3 are down from Team White. Nightfall is definitely going to try and use these advantage as best of their ability. The Flings are firing for missiles, doing what it does best, and just getting as many missiles online as they can. And Nightfall, they're just pushing forward and forward, and making sure Team White doesn't have any room to sneak up behind them. You can't flank them if there's nowhere to flank, you know? And they're trying to prove that right now as they're just sort of locking them out. It's dangerous territory. Penalty points are already gone. 40 points remaining for Nightfall as one must finally go out, and they managed to get 3 down as the zone flips into their favor.
Yeah, that machine flanking was really huge. Even though he got exposed by the ink mine, they did manage to find that heavy splat, that Flingser roller. I mean, it looks like Team White is now on the gas. They really want to push this advantage that they have. But right now, this machine is very weak. They don't want to be too aggressive when in a weakened state. So the Tri-Strikes coming from Nightfall, not really painting the zone right away. And right now, we see Tri-Strikes coming outside of Team White, finding one. And it looks like no team is desperately trying to go 1 down, but both teams go 1 down. And we see Nightfall just really clumped up right now.
A very, very good Booyah Bomb to sort of flush them out right there as White, they're pushing this advantage, but no, 1 still remaining. Nightfall managed to take a flip and just get these points, keeping this momentum going in their favor. As White, they gotta regroup, they gotta re-coordinate and sort of take this hold as 2 minutes approaching.
Yeah, the Gal really needed to find that 1 pick. And right now, it looks like Nightfall's back on the gas once more. Looks like there is 1 person marked on the side of Team White. Looks like you don't want to be that 1 guy. Looks like the Gal is forcing that 1 player to move back. No real cleanse being seen right now, as Team White is finally going to be able to start using those specials, but 1 goes down inside of Team White. That's not what you want to see, especially since that penalty is gone on the side of Nightfall.
And right now, 2 are down for Nightfall. This is White's turn to sort of try and at least take a few more points right now. 2 minutes remaining. Specials are coming out. They can't exactly flip this. It's been just back and forth right now. 1 goes on a flank, but that's a trade for both teams. It is utter chaos as each team is desperately trying to get the control, get advantage right now. But 2 are down for Nightfall. White has the advantage. They have neutral right now. But that heavy splatting, putting in work, getting in a pick. They can't get points if they don't have zone right now.
Dre might be just the single-handed MVP of Nightfall. Oh my goodness, this person is insane right now. Look at the way they're able to just push their range with the heavy and just be able to force the Team White to move the direction they want to. Looks like the machine on the side of Team White is desperately trying to find someone, but they have to jump out. They have to jump back to their teammate. And honestly, this is like a small thing that I've been overseeing, but I like the way that Team White, specifically, they just jump to their teammates instead of jumping back to spawn, just trying to regain position but not lose mid. And it looks like 2 down on each side. It looks like the Heavy's still alive, trying to paint that zone. It looks like they do find the T-Tech, and it's looking like Raps.
Oh, it's such a valiant effort by Team White. They really did their best right there, and Such a good show from both teams right there. But Nightfall just managed to once again closes this game out, bringing the score 4-1. Team White's been in this position as Nightfall is in game point right now, potentially just wrapping up this entire set.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I really hope this goes to a game 8 specifically. That way the script can be correct. But right now, Nightfall is just looking to just make sure that this script will always be wrong, and we're always seeing these substitutions coming in from the side. It looks like it's always just going to be Team Nightfall right now. They're always trying to make those small little adjustments in their team. It looks like they have these already pre-planned. Gotta love the way that they're able to just strategize beforehand and not do things on the fly. And it looks like we're heading into one of my favorite map and modes of the game, Tower Control Inkblot Art Academy.
A very beloved map by almost the entire community, always seeming to come in back to this map one way or the other. And I will say, with this map specifically, this heavy, if Team White can't find a way to sort of counter it, could very much be game for them. The heavy can have just such a potential dominant hold from their own platform, from mid, and all the way pushing up from the tower to just the final checkpoint. It's such a hard... If the heavy Splatling knows how to play their positioning very well, Team White's gonna really struggle with this.
I mean, this heavy has honestly been defying our expectations. We expect them to push back, but instead they hold forward. They want to make sure that we can catch every second of their shenanigans onto the stream, and it's always working out. It looks like Team White is just never, they always just need to push back in the face of this heavy, and the heavy just seems like the glue that's holding everyone together, and they're just able to find such crucial picks at the right times. And right now, let's see what adjustments Team White can make.
As we're heading into game number 6, I believe, this is match point for Nightfall. The pressure is definitely going to be on them, as they can just very much close this out, but Team White's definitely not going to let that go without a major fight on their side. And as we're getting ready right now, it seems that Team White's definitely going to be pushing the aggressive right now. They're already just painting up majority of mid.
Yeah, right now it looks like it's just going to be a real stalemate in mid unless the Splash can find this T-Tech. It looks like a really early pick on the side of Nightfall, really great pick on the side of Nightfall. It looks like they're finally going to start pushing. It looks like they're all starting to coordinate their functions together. At least the Splash finds one, and it looks like 2 go down on the side of Nightfall. Looks like the machine is going to go down. Looks like one is trying to push the tower right now. It's a T-Tech. And can the Splatling find this T-Tech? I don't know. It looks like both of them are just going to be able to just settle back and just relax. And this heavy is finally going to jump out after seeing the writing on the wall. I think 2 of his teammates go down. The last one's a Splash, who's definitely trying to get the tower. But honestly, the Splash needs to push back as well.
For sure, right now, things are looking in Team White's favor right now. The Tetra's trying to go on a flank. They hit tick lead, but it's going to be enough to keep this hold right now. It might be so. 2 are just barely went down for Nightfall. It is starting to snowball in Team White's favor right now as these smokes are starting to come out. Missiles come out right now, and right now there's a flank, and it stops them, and 3 go down for White.
And the last one still on the tower, they almost was able to break through that checkpoint. It looks like there's going to be a full wipeout on the side of Team White, and right now, Team White being able to push that objective down to 48, but I wouldn't be so comfortable yet. Honestly, 48 really isn't that much in the grand scheme of things, and with 3 minutes left, that really isn't that impressive. And it looks like we see a flank, and we see everything being thrown at Team Nightfall. It looks like 2 go down on the side of Team White. It looks like 1 goes down on the side of Nightfall, 2 go down. It looks like this push might just well be over unless this flings a roller who's sitting on that tower, and that deadly heavy Splatling who doesn't know when to say no is just finally just going to back off once again. Very smart positioning by him.
Exactly, just that moment, as just they backed off, Team White is going to be able to try and start pushing this momentum in their favor. Things are starting to reset neutral. They're not pushing that tower right now. They're trying to reclaim turf in order to make sure Nightfall can't push up on them as they're pushing up the tower. But what a trade goes out for both teams. It still could go either way right now. It's turn back to neutral. Each team's playing a sort of footsies kind of play, but 1 goes down for Nightfall. It is Team White's turn to sort of press this advantage.
Yeah, and right now it looks like this Tetra trying to go in with the Roof Slider, trying to find one, but they can't find anyone. In fact, the Tentatek is using that triple aim strike to just force everyone off of that plat on side of Nightfall. We see the Flinza roller just jumping off to avoid it, and it looks like there's a trade on the side of the T-Tech. That's really good if you're on, and if anything, any trade on the side of the pushing team, with the team with the lead is honestly a trade well done. Seeing this, is a heavy flanking this tower?
The heavy was not paying attention to the tower, leaving that blob just to keep push the tower all the way back up again, meaning Nightfall needs to go through more land to sort of start retaking points right now. They were just trying to push up mid, trying to push his advantage, but that blob just was still back there, not getting points, but just pushing the tower back, being a sort of a nuisance. And right now, things are returned back to neutral. 2 are down for each side. No one has the advantage just yet. But both the backlines are out, and right now, it's just the Flingza. But it's just also the sloshing machine, blow for blow. Each team is trying their best to just take at least as much of an advantage as they can.
Goes down outside of Team White. Honestly, I expected that Booyah from Team White to take out both members, but it looks like the Tetra does go down. Looks like this Bloblubber is kind of out of position. I don't really agree with this current position that he's in right now, but he throws the rain, trying to stop the opposing force. They do fight one with that geometry degree that they probably have, and it looks like they finally go down. And right now, Team White has been proving such a solid defense. Even if they are 3 down, looks like the last one's the Heavy who just find the pick. Oh my goodness, this Heavy, once again, just proving why they are not like any other Heavy. They are a person who will always fight for their team, and it looks like that one player in their bats was able to find 2, and it looks like that's 3 down inside of Nightfall. It looks like Team Nightfall might honestly just break through this checkpoint.
There's only 30 seconds remaining as they just 2 points remaining. They could have had lead right now. There's only 20 seconds remaining. This is do or die for Nightfall. They still have a few more. They can still clutch up the next game, but they want to close this down. They want to end this right here, right now. And with only 10 seconds remaining, they're gonna be doing everything in the power and try and close the set right now. But 2 go down for Team White. The advantage is in Nightfall's favor. Can they close this out right now? Will this be it for White?
I don't know, man. I really don't know. Looks like there's a trade on tower. Looks like they were finally on tower. And it looks like Team Nightfall is finally going to be able to take the game, take the set 5-1. They're going to enjoy themselves a fancy little monitor that they just snatched. And wow, what an overtime that was. Honestly, I really disagreed at the end with Team White's use of that triple ink strike. 10 seconds left in the game. I mean, honestly, I think you would have wanted to save that into overtime and just stagger those triple ink strikes. That way nobody gets onto the tower, but because you used it a bit too early, that means that they allowed themselves to just get onto the tower, and they were just able to run.
And now looks like Team Nightfall is finally gonna be able to take the game.
Life from Nightfall, just making them able to just close out this set, and just like that, Team Nightfall winning this game, this set 5-1, makes them their Div 3 champions for this season.
I mean, yeah. I mean, like, just great play on Team White. You know, they played so well. They were able to push them so far, but they were just not really able to secure that game. They were able to secure leads, but leads don't secure games until that clock strikes 0. And right now, I mean, wow. Nightfall proving why they just beat them 4-1 in the group stages on the first week, beating them 5-1. Honestly, this is a
repeat.
A repeat to some extent, yeah.
I'm sure Team White must be down right now, knowing that they're this close to at least staying in the game just for a little bit longer. And I still gotta say, Team White, they did a phenomenal job. They managed to get a game off, which is better than not. And I want to say that's commendable in its own right, because as seen throughout these games, they had that potential to do it. But it looks like right now we're still going on with our tradition. So they're playing online. So we're not quite just done yet.
We're not done yet for those. But we just need to clarify for those who are tuning in, it's always a tradition for CCA, if both teams agree to it, obviously, to play all 9 games, even if the set is already over earlier. I think it just proves that both of these teams, have just great sportsmanship. They're able to just want to play it all out, and it's just very impressive. Both teams, and I think now is a time for both of them to just relax, just wind down for the day. Congratulations to Nightfall securing those monitors. I hope they are able to use them well.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
I gotta say, what an exciting set that was up to right now. It was such phenomenal plays by both, and I really enjoyed seeing what both teams were able to bring to the table. And right now we get a little bit more. We're not quite done with these teams yet. I'm really excited to see what exactly they might change. They might switch out. We might see a meme team. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, if anything, back in like the regular season, Play All Nines was just more time for teams to practice team comps that might be experimenting with in scrims. But since it's over, finals is over. I mean, the next thing that you need to be looking for is just those off-season tournaments during the summertime or sometime during the fall season if the league starts back up again. But honestly, I'm just kind of here. I'm just kind of going to be here for the ride and see what both teams are just going to be bringing out.
And it seems like it's not just quite a meme comp yet, as both teams still want to at least bring their absolute best to this game. Number 7, I can count. Game number 7 on Rainmaker on Hagglefish.
Yeah, I mean, we do see a carbon roller on the side of Team White. And it looks like one immediately goes down to that carbon roller. And it looks like we see the Tetra flanking once more. What can this Tetra not do,
Test long range, that's what it cannot do.
I mean, honestly, you should find yourself a person that can be just like the Tetra. Reliable, able to go in. Yeah, I mean, anyways, this machine is just able to find one with the Fizzy Bomb to go down on the side of the Team Nightfall. Looks like this machine is just going to pop the Rainmaker now. And no, never mind, I lied.
And now it looks like they're trying to at least hold, make sure they have mid control, make sure they have decent hold over neutral right now. As 2 are down from Nightfall, White is gonna take this opportunity to try and press the advantage, try and push forward. But just like that, just a swing around to try and stop that push. It was denied by the Rainmaker, and just like that, they break the first checkpoint.
Team White just breaking through that first checkpoint again, as we saw in that Rainmaker Sturgeon Shipyard game that they won. I think this is probably their best mode. I mean, we are able to see how they're able to play just so aggressively, and as a team, it looks like they do miss the jump though. And we see the machine just really trying to fight a Tetra head on, and 3 go down on the side of Team White. And right now, we see Team Nightfall just being able to rev up their engines for the counter push.
Counter pushes will most likely be the Inkjet comes out, V-Spider comes out, creating so much space for the Rainmaker to go, and distracting them, trying to take the left route while everyone else is playing mid, but they managed to stop it, and just like that, 3 goes down from Nightfall, as the rest of the team is trying to jump in. Team White has the Rainmaker right now, but just like that, the heavy Splatling player on the ballpoint stops them before they can even get anywhere past mid.
I don't mind if we just keep on spectating Dre. I mean, they are just so impressive with either the heavy Splatling or that ballpoint Splatling. It looks like that Inkjet finds 1. Can you find 2? Can you find 3? You madman! And Team Nightfall finally breaks through that checkpoint to go down on the side of Team White. Another goes down on the side of Team White. It looks like they are going to be able to just take it a long way. They aren't going to risk a jump and miss. And they're just securing steady points. And it looks like 2 go down on the side of the Team Nightfall. 2 go down on the side of Team Nightfall. I was right. It looks like this ballpoint is just still just hiding. They're just waiting for their teammates to all come back in because they could still hold this advantage point.
No, Nightfall's not letting this advantage go. They keep going in, trying to at least keep that Rainmaker locked in place, not able to move past that point. But looks like White managed to clear out enough players to start to pushing mid, started taking turf. But Nightfall isn't gonna let it go that easily. 2 go down from White. Nightfall, they have this so much pressure going on right now. 2 minutes remaining. Can White take this knockout potentially?
Maybe, but it's going to be very hard breaking through that defense that is Nightfall. We've seen it before, and it looks like they're not going to hold up anytime soon. we see the Splash just trying to flank around on the left side, trying to find someone, but they do have to jump back to their teammate because they found out, they probably know that the enemy team has found them. Looks like they're halfway to the crab, but to go down, the Team White does use that Booyah Bomb and does find the Rainmaker, and it looks like the Splash is just gonna find a trade out, and this Tetra, once again, just doing Tetra things.
And it looks like doing Tetra things is exactly what they're going to be doing right now as they're trying to go in from behind, trying to get a few players, and it might work in their favor. 2 is down for White, 3 is down for White. This could be their advantage. 1 minute remaining. That's a delayed wipe right there, and Nightfall, they have this momentum going so much in their favor. Restarter comes out, gets a pick? No. And just like that, gets punished.
Even though the Reef Slider got buffed, it really doesn't feel like it got buffed at all. And you see the machine just halfway to that Booyah Bomb trying to find those picks with those fizzy bombs. It looks like 2 are down on side of Team Nightfall. 3 go down, and it's a whole White. It looks like Team White is gonna start revving their engines for that push. They no longer need to break through a checkpoint, but once again they are using their specials very early, and they haven't even grabbed it until now.
And just like that, 20 seconds remaining. There's so much pressure outstanding pressure from Nightfall. They just stopped him before they can even get past that first ramp to get at least potentially get more points. And as this countdown goes down, the White has just done too much damage. White has to really push forward to at least test that Rainmaker, but they can't do it in time as the extra game goes to Nightfall.
Yeah, they are getting that extra credit though, even though it's not going to count any time during this set from here on out. And I mean, you know, if I may say something, I really like how, when the grand finals happens, you see all these people from both schools just now moving, just like cheering on the team that the school that they go to. And it's really cool to see all of these people just coming together and just rooting their team. It just really feels like a sports game, like I've never been to any sports games because football?
I cannot answer that question either. I have no idea what happens to typical sports games. I will say that that's the one thing I just like about not just about this in particular, but just competitive communities as a whole. Is like when you get these grand final situations, you just have that companionship with just everyone else, no matter who it is on the stage. You're either rooting for one or the other, and I think that's always just unmatched energy, no matter where you go.
Also gotta love how, both sides are respectful of each other. Even if their team loses, they congratulate the other for fair play. Because in the end, you're just making a lot of new friends through this collegiate league, and this is just really impressive how we're just able to find so many teams just being able to find their own voices, make their own teams, just chat with each other, because sometimes, you make friends with these people that you probably wouldn't even know of if you haven't just joined this collegiate league. And so if you're a college student, a roaming college student, and you want to start your own platoon team, go for it. Honestly, like the collegiate league is always looking for more teams to sign up, more ways to grow this scene, and honestly, more nightmares for them when they have to seed for this league.
The seeding process is something I'm glad that I probably won't ever experience. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not a TO, so I will never touch the seeding nightmare with a 11.5-foot pole.
I won't either, but I will say I'm not trying to instigate the TOs voting because I do not want to face their wrath. So before we get into anything of this, we're going to hang on to the next game.
We're finally going to be able to see a 96 gal deco with that Kraken weapon. We haven't even seen a Kraken special weapon, used at all. Honestly, although there were only 2, I honestly thought that people would only use the 96 more, and it looks like a regular squad duelist and an unscoped user from the side of Team White. Looks like they're starting to want to get rid of this heavy, but there's no heavy instead of it just go.
Right now, both teams seem to have just brought a more unconventional weapon card than what they usually been running these past few games. And just like that, Kraken goes out. Both teams are sort of in a neutral position right now. And that Kraken's hunting, is wanting to get a kill, but it just can't quite get that. As White is slowly pressing the advantage of the Kraken, using that space the Kraken's taken. Can each team find the picks they need? Looks like Nightfall can at least.
Great pick on the side of the gal, catching those dualies rolling. You know, they really be hating on that dually to be rolling though. And you see the gal pressing this machine really hard, and it looks like they do go down to its older brother, the 96 Deco. And we see the toxicness being thrown. It was like this. Oh!
I have no words. I'm trying to move on from that. Nightfall is trying to get this presence advantage as best as they can. One goes down from white. They have three go down from white. Nightfall, they definitely can start taking his points, but Tetra just ran out of steam at that last moment. It seems like they had the advantage right there to get some points, but it looks like they just couldn't quite get that.
Always gotta hate how, like, you always try and push that advantage with that last person and you run out of ink at the worst time. We see this bow in the middle, trying to not be found by grabbing that Paragon from the Booyah Bomb. It looks like the Booyah Bomb is finally wasted from them. I thought and it looks like this Eater is just trying to find this ball carrier now, and it looks like this Aqua Brush with the Zip Caster will want to zip that towards that Eater and towards that crab. And also the crab goes down, and it looks like Nightfall is gonna finally start being able to push.
Yes, right now the first power climb goes to Nightfall as they get not just one but two in that basket. They start to get these points taken down. Nightfall pressing this advantage. It's just looking to be once again a dominant showing for Nightfall as Team White just trickling in, trying to and desperately just hoping that they can stop this push, but it keeps on going.
Just like gifts, it keeps on giving. And right now we see the Killer Whale comes in, we see a jump coming in. On the side of Team Nightfall, we see the Tetra trying to throw in some clams, but looks like they can't really find anything. But the brush already just needs one more clam for the ball, and looks like they do make one. And so Nightfall is just revving up for another push again if they just want to keep pushing this advantage. But honestly, you do need to run back in the face of the Kraken. But if this Kraken can't really find anyone, then it can't really open up that much space for the team. Yeah, I mean, you open up mid, but you still need more than that to start scoring.
In a very hard special to get value off of. Once someone hears that special go off, everyone knows it's time to run and sort of create space. And so the argument goes whether or not the value comes on the value comes up from the space that you create or just the kills you get. But just like before I can get any more than that, White goes 3 down. Nightfall pushing his advantage right now, but that Tetra goes down. It is in only a minute and a half remaining. Nightfall looks like they can at least keep his advantage up going into favor.
Nightfall has 2 power clams on the ready. I don't really think that's how football works, but anyways, looks like 2 go down on the side of Team White, but 2 go down on the side of Team Nightfall. Salty on those Tetra dualies, be able to find this Eater and potentially find this art pick, but the dualie jumped in. Looks like it's a dualie fight, dualie one-on-one. Who wins? I got my money on the Tetra. They used the Yeah! My fantasy bracket has been completed. Looks like Tetra dualie is asserting dominance, and it looks like Nightfall is asserting dominance as well. Looks like that Power Clam disintegrating in the face of the Tetra, and looks like they are unable to find more clams into that basket. But honestly, getting the penalty down to plus 20 really isn't that bad, because you just need one Power Clam to break through that penalty, and you just need a little bit of teeny tiny clams to just start pushing that counter even more further down.
Now White's been struggling to at least make it to their enemy basket, and just pick after pick, White is just going down. And once again, Nightfall hits the clam open. They're scoring even more points, 30 seconds remaining. White's struggling to at least gain any ground right now as they go all the way down to 15 points. This is very dangerous territory right now. Can they at least get a counter push going? It is looking like a no, as one's going in with a bunch of clams, and that's game.
Yeah, so Lami just being able to duck, dip, and weave through those members of Team White and being able to get that pretty strong knockout on the side of Team White. I don't think Team White even broke the basket, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe you're right on that. I don't think I've managed to see a single clam from White in White's favor.
Yeah, I mean,
Remaining, White's struggling to at least gain any ground right now as they go all the way down to 15 points. This is very dangerous territory right now. Can they at least get a counter push going? It is looking like a no, as one's going in with a bunch of clams, and that's game. Yeah, so remaining, White's struggling to at least gain any ground right now as they go all the way down to 15 points. This is very dangerous territory right now. Can they at least get a counter push going? It is looking like a no as one's going in with a bunch of clams. And that's game. Yeah, so remaining whites struggling to at least gain any ground right now as they go all the way down to 15 points. This is very dangerous territory right now. Can they at least get a counter push going? It is looking like a no.
Most definitely, and I will also say for a fact, Nightfall, just last week, they went up against their sister team, Daybreak, at the same school, and that match was a blow for blow, a very exciting match that I was able to commentate, and I just want to say that Nightfall has just proved their advantage once again in that they managed to win fights just by their coordination alone, and I think it's showing once again here in today's games.
Yeah, I mean, we're heading into Flat Zone's. Wow, this is really the last map mode of CCA Season 3, huh? We really let that slide.
If I'm mistaken, and I could be wrong on this because I don't know how finals work, but it might be a counter pick situation. Am I wrong on that? This is actually game 9. That how?
Oh jeez.
Okay. Well,
I think they just really like the Wahoo poll. I mean, if there are any Wahoo poll enjoyers, please let us know, because right now I think they're just as extinct as Explosion players, and we see a Hydra. We're seeing such a long range on the side of Team White, and if you're Team Nightfall, you're like, oh.
I do have a question for White. Like, where was this earlier when you needed that slight range advantage during when the games actually mattered? And not to say that it's a wrong mistake to do that, but like you could have pulled this out, see how it worked. It was a 9-set game. You could have at least tried it out. But right now already, just like that, Nightfall not only managed to get just 3 of them down, but already pushing well into their base in just 30 seconds.
Wow, yeah, I mean, Team White was just really clumped up in the far right area, and we see Dre. And he said, oh my goodness, bless my soul, Dre might just be the savior of inkjets and just the heavy. And just Splowings in general, like, this person is just so amazing whenever we got to see their perspective. And we see Team Nightfall just able to just hold their position so well. Hold the mid so well, and it looks like Dre is just able to find more enemies with that long range of his. I love the way that they're able to just play the range to their advantage and just not really back up, because if you're trying to find a short range weapon, honestly, you have the range advantage. You can just keep firing, but right now it's looking like a knockout from the side of Team Nightfall unless they can get the zone.
With just 1 point remaining, the final painters in inkjet mode. They can't get this knockout quite just yet, but there's a chance. It could be it just here, just now. It's the Hydra, and just like that, Nightfall managed to get a sweet knockout in record time.
How do I say? What a underwhelming game night. I guess we couldn't really see the Wahoo pull as much because Team Nightfall was like, okay guys, enough fooling around. Unleash the Dre! And Team Nightfall, besides, just Dre, I mean, everyone was just pulling their own weight. I think Salami on that 52 gal was just able to hold their own so many times throughout this match. Salty, proving why they are a menace on that Tetra Dually and Galaxy, being able that flings a support, being able to just hold their team together while Dre was just being the madman on their team, just pushing up so well. And this was such a great set to commentate, honestly. This was very impressive, very amazing, and I think we're able to schedule an interview, if I'm not mistaken.
I have no idea. Maybe? If the head of my voice can give a yes or no. It is...
The voices in my head are talking to me. It looks like we could lead the interview. I think this is gonna be their first mistake. Yeah, I mean, me and Dark are gonna be able to lead this interview with Team Nightfall of University of Texas Austin. Oh, who knew Texas was so big? I don't even know who Austin is, but apparently they're in Texas.
Uh-huh. All right. And so it seems like we're going to be leading an interview in here in just a moment. And we'll get back once that's up and ready, I suppose.
Yes, sir. Stay tuned. And just like that, welcome back to the winner's interview with Team Nightfall. I just want to first extend my congratulations to you five being able to provide such a great showing this afternoon. And honestly, I mean, congratulations on your monitors. And how are we all feeling?
Feeling pretty good, really excited.
Yeah, for sure.
This is
Yeah, no,
actually
that set
our
was super
first
fun.
time playing in finals as a team.
Very impressive. And honestly, I'd first like to say, Dre, you are just so good on that heavy splatling. Like, we always
Thank you.
cut your POV of just pushing in when your teammates are down. You never wanna give up that space. Is that just your usual playstyle, or is that something you just kind of developed throughout the season and just finding out that just playing more aggressive against all these teams that are kind of afraid of your long range can be something that you could abuse?
Oh no, I mean, I've played heavy for years. Like, I've played since like Splatoon 2, and like I have had like previous comp experience back in like 2019, and that's kind of really where I developed like my playstyle with heavy, like being aggressive, because like in order to really get value off of the heavy spiraling, like you need to be aggressive. Like you can't really sit back with it like you do kind of with like a charger or other like more traditional backlines. So yeah, like just playing heavy like that, it's just something I've done for a long time, and I've just had like a success with it. So yeah.
Very nice, very nice. Dark, is there something you want to add on? Is there something you want to ask these winners?
I didn't want to ask. That game on Inkflaw on Target Troll, those last few moments before it went to overtime, right before everything went down, that was such an exciting moment for me. I really love that part. What was exactly going on through each of y'all during that stressful moment?
That's just a lot of, I guess, shouting on our end to try to coordinate that very last push. It gets very loud and call when we're just trying to like devise a plan on the spot and figure out exactly what we're gonna do to try to capitalize off of a push.
So you guys are more like just make it up as you guys go rather than think far ahead.
We've got a couple plans where we go into matches depending on what mode and map it is, but sometimes midway through we'll just have to like devise something on the spot and, you know, change directions.
Yeah, we're definitely more about kind of like adapting during the set according to how like the other team plays and just like the demands that like we need to meet for sure.
Yeah, and how did you guys feel when you had to play UWW White again in grand finals after beating them week 1 in the regular season? Did you guys have like a lot of confidence going into it, like, oh yeah, we beat them once, let's beat them again, or were you guys like a bit more of okay, they might have grown over the time, and so let's start let's get a bit more serious, shall we?
I mean, I think we definitely obviously we took the set seriously because, like, okay, it's grand finals. Like, they could have improved over the course of the season since we last played them. But honestly, at least for me personally, I wasn't too worried about the set. Honestly, I was most worried about our semifinal set. That was a like very, very close set against
our that was much scarier, but
I agree.
It was a little different for me.
But this was still a tough set. It was a lot of nerves. Yeah.
A little different for me. I'm kind of perpetually a nervous person, and as team captain and organizing these, I had more contact with UWW. So, you know, I was in contact with the team captain and everything, so it was definitely interesting. But seeing that we were both really, really excited to, you know, play this set was awesome. The captain, love talking to them. They're super sweet, and I hope that they know that. I get so excited, you know, playing with them just because of how, like, excited they are to, you know, have a match against us.
This is DRF chiming in here. So I want to kind of go back to that semifinals matchup. You know, what was the initial reaction when you all realized that for the first time in CCA history, we were gonna have an in-house matchup with Daybreak? Because I mean, at least from previous seasons, we placed you guys in Division 1 last season, and you know we saw that you were the at least in our eyes as a seeding council, you know, better team to Daybreak. But that match was really, really close. Is that just? Are you guys just at that same level? You know, was it expected to be as close as it was?
A little bit, with love and respect to Brandon, who also helps coach Nightfall a little bit. I'm gonna throw you under the bus lovingly, Brandon. We were a little bit worried when he swapped in, because he's definitely the nastiest Clash Blaster player I've ever had the misfortune of playing against. So when we, you know, lost those couple of matches, we had to take a moment to breathe and regroup, and our strategy quickly became, you know, if Brandon hits you with that Clash Blaster, you guys need to run away. Yeah. And that's, I think, the only reason the tides were able to turn. Definitely the most stressful match we've played, though.
I agree, but that set was also super fun. Like, I mean, it's just so cool to be able to play against like your own team from your own school in semifinals. Like, that's just super cool, you know?
It was awesome, especially because I think we know all of each other's tricks. We scrim together, we see each other in real life, and we play together. So going up against them, it's like I know exactly what weapons they're bringing out.
And we also like tried to have the teams like be equal in skill. So like we didn't like try and dump everyone who was like really, really good onto one team. We just like try to split it. So like that's kind of how we have like it was like really even.
That's another thing. Brandon, Ethan, and I actually managed these teams. So at the beginning of the semester, when we had all the applications of people joining, that was something we really wanted to do, was make sure that, you know, people who maybe had more experience in Splatoon weren't thrown on to like all one team and the less, you know, experienced players put on another. So that way we had experienced players being able to teach those people who had maybe a little bit less experience and keep it even, so that way we could scrim.
Very, very nice. I mean, I love to hear, you know, like, great sportsmanship between all of you guys. I love how it's just kind of familial bonds at this point, you know, how you guys are just able to bond with each other so well. And honestly, looking towards the future, Team Nightfall, is there any plans for doing some off-season tournaments during the summer and potentially season 4 of the CCA League?
So we're actually merging the two teams for anyone who wanted to go to Low Tide City. So a couple people on Daybreak and a couple people on Nightfall are merging into a team together, and we're going to LTC.
That is so cool. So
wow.
sounds like we've at least to my count, that is at least 4 collegiate teams that are going to be at LTC, which is awesome. So UT Austin, I believe. Vermilion Tides from University of Louisiana Lafayette is supposed to be there, and then both UCSD teams will be there. So that's actually really, really cool. That is news to me. So at least I know I'm looking forward to seeing you all there.
Yeah, we're excited about it.
And
yeah, it's really nice having the LTC like basically just what 20 or 30 minutes away from us, our college.
Oh, yeah.
So
and I am seeing in chat as well that UT Dallas will have a team there as well. So make that
awesome.
5.
Ooh, awesome.
So
Also, I'm going to LTC.
it'll be a nice reunion. Mewtwo, what are you gonna meet us there?
Wait, where's LTC?
In Austin.
It's
Austin,
Round
Texas.
Rock,
Rock,
so like
Round
30
Rock.
minutes
Round
out.
Rock.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, wait, when is LTC?
This is mandated for the job year. This is mandated.
May 13th
To the 14th. Yeah.
What, May? So April, May. Oh,
Just in a couple weeks. It's coming up.
Registration closes,
hold on.
I'm pretty sure May 3rd. So register
Hold
before
on.
then.
This isn't in the script. Hold on, we're going off script.
Pressuring you into a trip from Nevada to Texas was
Last minute,
it was a last minute addition to the script here, Mew.
Alright, hold on. Go fund me. Hold on.
Go fund me.
Get me to LTC. Get me GoFundMe #1 platform is start a GoFundMe. Okay.
Start a GoFundMe.
What best describes all your fundraising business, family, funeral, memorial. Wait.
Memorial. You gotta do that one.
No, not.
I feel like that's how you get banned from GoFundMe.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that is how you get banned from GoFundMe. That is correct.
Okay.
Well,
fine. Travel.
There you go. So while Mew gets the GoFundMe set up, so I do have one more question for you all. So you were Division 1 last season, and I think that there was definitely a lot to have gained there. I know that I had a chat with a couple of your players as well after that season, and we kind of discussed where the best fit would be for you all. And ultimately, you ended up being our #1 overall seed in Division 3 and managed to prove that by coming out here and winning the championship. What did you all take away from last season that really brought you to the top of the podium in Division 3 this season?
That's a really hard question because there were definitely matches where we were getting, rolled. It was like 3-0. But being able to play in Division 1 and hold our own for some of those matches and take away, a win from top teams really showed us that, we do have the potential to make it into finals, and we do have the potential to get better as a team, being able to, take a match away from some of those top players. So it really got us excited seeing where we were seeded for this division, and, definitely practiced a lot more this semester.
Yeah, I mean, I like that mentality, honestly, because it's honestly, if I got rolled by some top level guys but still able to take games, I'd just honestly be kicking myself a little, because it's I really showed up and I'm getting whooped, but I love the way you guys are using that ever growing mentality to just keep on pushing and even winning Division 3. So enjoy your guys' monitors, but keep in mind, if I go to LTC, I will be possibly stealing them. $1,000. Should I use my nickname? I'm gonna use my nickname.
You know what? We will get that
Wait, what?
GoFundMe out there somewhere or something if Muse actually ends up creating this. But I think that's all the questions that I had. Mew, Doug, I don't know if you had anything else to add.
No, that's about it.
All right. You can get some.
Wait. So do you guys drink vitamin water?
Yes.
Yeah.
I do.
Oh, okay. All right, I'm liking this. Okay, I like this direction. What's your guys' favorite flavor of vitamin water?
The lemonade one. That one
Each
slaps.
one.
Good
Okay.
take.
Oh, okay. I like this. right? We're trying to get a vitamin water sponsor.
Drink vitamin water.
Oh no, Mewtwo! Oh yeah, no, sorry. Mewtwo's been shouting out vitamin water just throughout the season for whatever reason. Maybe one day though. I totally forgot about that. I was like, where's this going?
I always we started to get into it. You know, it's like vitamin water seems like a healthy alternative to water, which I have on me right now. Let me just.
I feel like water is the healthy alternative to water for some reason.
Oh man. Well, I think there's no better way to end this interview than like that. So thank you, Nightfall, for joining us. Congratulations once again, and we look forward to seeing where the team goes from here. Hopefully, we'll see most of you, if not all of you, back next season. Question mark?
Absolutely. Except those who are graduating, unfortunately, but the rest of us will be back.
Awesome. Well, thank you all so much once again. And you know, we'll be in touch. We'll get you your monitors to you. Go celebrate. Have a wonderful rest of your day.
All right, thank you so
too.
much.
Thank you.
Good job, you guys.
All right, and
All right, is this where I?
Nightfall.
Is this where I? No, I'm not done yet.
No, I was gonna throw it right back to you guys. Mewtwo, Dark, go ahead and take it away from here and close us out.
All right.
Yeah,
then.
I mean,
first,
we're
you go
prepping
first.
for. Oh yeah. All right,
Yeah.
right now, stay tuned, everybody. We're gonna get into the next match of today. Division 4 finals between Storm Cells and the IVC Diamond Rays. You don't want to miss out on that one. That's really looking to be a strong one. And honestly, it's been a long day commentating, but at least I got to do it with the homie Dark.
That's me, the homie, and I will say it's a very good. I had fun commentating with you as well, and with that being said, that's gonna be it for us. Honestly, the season's done. Today's the last day of the games, and with that, I just want to sign off one last time. My name is SPF Dark. You can find me at Twitter and Twitch at SPF_Dark. And where can they find you, Mewtwo?
They can find me at D. It's on the screen. Hold on, how do I? Real at MEW2. I tweet more on my team account at Best SPL Map Mode than I do on my personal account, so go follow that. As my team Trigger Zone's Supremacy. We are probably going to be playing in the off-season of CCA since we're no longer constricted by this funny little thing called a state. So you'll maybe catch us or some of our members in an off-season tournament, or you'll probably catch me during doing some commentary for another org. But right now, this is Mewtwo and Dark signing off from CCA. Hope to see you guys next season.